So, yes, we will start. And what do we have here? The Self-Help Plus program is one more program of helping and assisting people who are in a tough emotional, psychological situations in their life. And this program is presented by WHO, World Health Organization, and is really a helpful instrument for those who are in need. And here we see, maybe you have seen this pyramid before. What does it mean? So among all people who are going through the difficult situations, not everyone will need a psychological aid. So this is very extremely high qualified assistance, which will be needed for several people, not for all of them. Yes, so here we see the smallest part of pyramid, this long stay facilities and specialist services. So this part is for several people, from those who will be in some trauma. The second one will be psychiatric services in general hospitals or community mental health services. So we have a necessity a little bit bigger for bigger amount of people in this part of assistance, but it is still medical assistance. It is still highly specialized assistance. Then we will have people who will be in need to come in primary care services in mental health. So to have one consultation with psychologist, or one consultation with some other was maybe some social worker or some therapists, and will be a little bit bigger amount of that people who will stay in some trauma situation. And the biggest part is the informal community care and self-care. And World Health Organization tells us that there is a big evidence for the necessity of informal community care for a lot of people who are aware how to help themselves and who will be possible to help another people. And this is not we're talking about psychologists. It's just basic knowledge of psychological aid, but not very specialized. Yes, it's like basis help for yourself and someone who is in need. And of course, all this pyramid is because it's not possible to give every one person who needs some assistance to give him psychiatrist, psychologist. It's not possible in not country in the world, yes, as soon as he needed. So if we can provide some basic self-help and some community care, we will have a lot of people who will not be in need of some specialist care a little bit later. And that's why, for now, World Health Organization really provide scalable psychological interventions. What does it mean? So traditional psychological interventions, they are conducted by specialists who have to be taught for a long time, yes. Also traditional psychological interventions, that's the treatment guide per problem. So if it's depression, we have some guide how to work with depression. But sometimes and often after traumatic events, people come to us with different symptoms, and it can be anxiety, it can be depression symptoms, it can be trauma symptoms. So it's really difficult to provide some guidelines for all of these treatment to one person. Often these traditional psychological interventions, which are very evidence-based, yes, they need many sessions. It's really like that. But we will talk about scalable psychological intervention later, and we will understand that it will help us a lot. And of course, a diagnostic evaluation. Scalable psychological interventions. That is a little bit innovative way of conducting. So this way reduces dependence on specialists, very high qualified specialists. Yes, so it can be conducted by ordinary people who are interested to give care in their community. Also, this one treatment can be for many problems because a lot of questions are taken in and taking part in these interventions. Also, these may not require diagnostic evaluation, fewer sessions, and here we are that emphasis is on the self-management skills. So these psychological interventions are interested to give as much people, as more people as it's possible, some self-management skills. This program, which we are talking about today, it is called Self-Help Plus. And it consists of several books, manuals, and one of them is an illustrated guide. What you see in your screen now, doing what matters in time of stress. And it's very easy guide. It looks like a comic, and it's really easy to understand what is about. And for whom it is? It's for adults experiencing a high level of psychological distress and transdiagnostics. So it can be stress, it can be depression, some depression symptoms, it can be anxiety. Inclusion criteria, who we can take in this intervention. High level of distress, of course, but it will not be good for suicide plans or psychosis. So some high psychotic levels or some psychiatric symptoms should be providing to the specialist of high quality, specialist in psychiatry. What is this? This is an illustrated self-help book, and we have an audio recording. In this book, on the different pages, you have a link or QR code with the audio recordings of different exercises with different skills. We will try a little bit later. And I have here the link to it. You see, and I will provide this PDF to Ejekeme for you to share this presentation. What is the base of this program? It is a component of a group intervention, and all the intervention is based on the acceptance and commitment therapy act. Maybe you have heard about it. And the components of it. It's very easy to understand. It's very easy to try. So I'm really excited of it because for our practice in Ukraine, it is possible to make these groups, these different people who are in different situations and have different basic background. Yes, so it's not a necessity to have some very special people. You can provide this to everyone. And of course, the goal is to help people cope with stress and some life circumstances. Okay, So this one is a small book, illustrated guide. It is like a comic. And this one is a manual for facilitators. And this manual is for making groups. So groups can be made if World Health Organization tell us to make groups for 10 to 30 people. It's mostly effective in this range. And this is a 5 group sessions, 1 a week. It's for 1.5 hours or 2 hours. And this book has all the instructions to facilitators. So this one group will need 2 people who will be who will read this book, who will be taught to some special interventions which are here, who will also read a book and put on the audio which are already conducted. So also all this intervention is on the acceptance and commitment therapy components. And all the goal is a lesson to distress, the distress among adults. And one notification that it's really done for adults. Of course, it can be like young people, not you don't need 18 years, but it can be 16 years. So not kids, but young adults. Yes. And why does it work? Because it's really a psychological intervention which shows to people how do their health and how do their psycho works in a stress situation. And it provides very easy instructions what to do to help yourself. And we will now try some exercises to see how does it work. So of course these interventions should be conducted in a group because these 2 facilitators will be possible to answer some questions of people who can not understand something from previous for first time, or maybe sometimes in a group we have people who are a little bit more distressed than it's possible to them to sit in a group. So one of facilitators will be possible to go to this person, to ask him to go maybe a little bit out, to stabilize him and to speak to him one-on-one. Yes. So this is a pre-recorded audio tape and a book. It doesn't need a psychologist to provide this group, and all the instructions are already written, but we still have people because we know that the most curing for us in psychological way is a connection between people, so a good connection. Also, there are already recorded audio, as I said, and it's easy to implement. You can reach many people at once. So if it's not possible to take only 30 people, but you have a good place where it will be a good audio and you can make it more loud and you have 50 people and it's your possibility, you can try it. I think somehow it also will work, but recommendation is more smallest group to have a little bit more connection. And the key to success, as you I think already read, practice by yourself, because if you didn't try, you will not be possible to show to other people how does it work, what is it about, and why it's working. What do we need to be facilitators of such groups? It's, I think you have heard about this active listening. So it is a skill which I guess is needed for everyone who works in a social area. Active listening, it's about listening carefully what person tells you without telephone or without distracting for someone else or something else. And sometimes active listening means to repeat. Am I right? You just said this and this. I understood you right. So this helps people to see that we are engaged. Yes, we are active listener. We really want to help them. And summarize what you have understood. Sometimes people who are in distressed situations after trauma events, they come to us and tell us a lot of things, and we really can get lost in that. And if we want to help them, we need to ask, if I understood you right, and summarize in 1 or 2 sentences what he or she just said. And he will tell us, yeah, it's just what I wanted to say, but I was too anxious or too depressed or too distracted to make it shorter. But if also we see the person doesn't hear us, maybe he or she needs a little bit more time and more support. Second. Also, do's and don'ts we can see at page 16 of main manual book. I mean this one. And here we also have the link for it. And this link for this book is in English. So everything that I give to you is possible to read and to listen in English. This book, here we will see some what to do and what not to do in some discussion or in a group intervention with people who are in distress or with people who have been to trauma events. And all of this manual is really good conducted with such do's and don'ts, what to do or what not to do. Even if you don't work with big groups or you will not work just for this intervention self-help plus as it is, you can use some parts of it. You can use some exercises from it. And so that's why I'm really happy to present this program to you, because it's really can be taken for little parts in different your consultation, in different your interaction with different people, not only like a psychologist, not only, but as a social workers and community leaders. You will find very very big amount of very cool things to your work here in this book. And the main principles of interaction in group, the WHO tells us, and it's based like on this program, is confidentiality, and it's, I think you understand. So that's why we really interested when we are doing some group that all of people who are going to one session, that they will go to all of 5 sessions. Just for group will be safe. So this is really helpful for people who are in distress to feel somewhere safe. And this group can be a safe place for them. So it's really important, and it's really good and caring to have this confidentiality. But yes, caring once more. So the people who are leading the group, they really should be caring. They really should be interested to speak to people, to involve to some group interactions, and so on. Also, reliability. What does it mean? What does it mean here? It means that if we are telling, so we will have 5 sessions, 1 a week, let's say on Wednesday, and it will be on Wednesday. So it's also about a safe place. If we are telling that we will come on Wednesday, people wait for us on Wednesday, and it's really make more safer that place that you try to build for them. Also, confirmation and validation. What does it mean? What we are meaning is here, like psychologists, when we are talking about confirmation and validation, we are talking about recognizing the stress and exhaustion and disappointment of a person who is talking to us. So that, yes, what you are telling to us, it's really stressful. The situation that you have been to, it's very, very traumatic. It's really difficult to get through what you are getting through. So when we are talking like this to people, they see that we confirm and validate what they are talking about. So that this is normal. Their feelings and their emotions are normal in that abnormal situation. Abstraction from personal values without judgment and criticism. It's very also important part, because sometimes people can do something which is not connected with our values, yes, and that person may be not bad person, but that person can be lost. That person can be in very difficult situation and didn't have any other choice to do in this case. So it's very, very important when we are facilitating some group, when we are working with some group, to be non-judgmental, yes, to be without the criticism, to say that we see that situation that he or she is going through is very difficult, and we are trying to find some realistic, some new ways to change or to do something for that people, for that people, even in just we can't help him in real world or with some material things, but we can help with their psychological state. Also, it's very important, and it's really sometimes it's really difficult not to give a direct advices, but it's really very important, I think, not to give direct advices, because sometimes people really are waiting from us. What will you recommend me to do? But sometimes, and mostly, people come to us, to social workers or to opinion leaders or to psychologists, in some moral issues, yes? And this we are going to previous point, not to be acting from our values, but return people their understanding of their values and what they value more and what you want to do with these values. We will talk about it a little bit later. And praise. When sometimes people go through very, very difficult times, it's very important for someone to say him or her, you're so great, you're trying your best, you're doing your best in this situation, you're a good mother, you are trying to give best to your children. You're a good brother or sister, you're supporting. You're a good person because you act in a good way. You're not mean, you're not angry, you're trying to be supportive and helpful. It's very, very good. So to give prize to little steps, what can give our what can do our clients, our people who are coming to us, but give price for everything that they have done to make more and to live more valuable life, to live more better for them. Okay, So now, as I told, that all the program, it's about 5 group session, and every session has its topic, and to teach us some basic exercises for stabilization. Based on the acceptance and commitment treatment, if I told you, as I told you, and we will try some. And the first one is grounding. It's a very multicultural thing to say that, oh, he is staying on his feet very good. Yes, so be on the feet, be on the ground. He has a ground under his feet. It means that the person is. One second, I will mute you. Or you. One. Or you have some questions. Ejekman.
Do you have any question? No question.
Okay, let's do the exercise one. And so grounding is the very simple and returning to be very stable and to stay on the ground, on your feet. And this one, this exercise is basement of all the second exercises that we will have. And this grounding is especially useful during a stressful situation or emotional storms. So we don't have to a big time, a lot of time today for psychoeducation, but my colleague Alla told you about the situations when a traumatic event is, and people sometimes have some emotional storms. Yes, so people are too highly in too high emotions, too high intensity emotions, and this this exercise is very helpful in such states. But of course, our body works and our brain works like that. That we are while we are training, it's good. If we are not trained, it will not help us as good as will be as we when we are used to this exercise. So in this program, in Self-Help Plus, we are talking about this possibility and necessity to exercise grounding wherever you are. And whatever you are doing. So if you are going to the work, just you take like one moment to stay, to understand where you are, to see what you see, to feel what you can feel. Yes, so it is warm, it's cold, maybe it's too hot, maybe it's sunny, or maybe there's no sun today. So sometimes and often in very stressful life, we don't have a moment for that, but we don't need a lot of time. And we will see now that the grounding is very momental exercise, but it really helps us to come to our stable feet on the ground when we are in emotional storm. And yes, so you can practice it while you have 1 or 2 minutes available. Maybe you are waiting for someone and so on. And if you practice while you are stable, sometimes when you're in a difficult situation, it will be easier for you. So what this practice means? Let's try. I will ask you for now to sit comfortable and for a moment to notice your thoughts and feelings, to notice what you are thinking about for now, or maybe you feel now. Sometimes it's a lot of things. And then we are slowing down. what does it mean? So we really try to breathe slower, to exhale more, to feel that maybe our shoulders are too intense, so just to relax them. And it's the part and point and step 3 to connect with your body. So let's push our feet into the floor, stretch a little, again breathe. And after that, refocus and engage with the world around you. What can you see now? What can you hear now? Maybe you have some smell of something good now, or some taste, or what you can touch. Pay attention with curiosity to what is in front of you, who are in front of you, and what you are doing. This practice is very, very small, but it's basic. And sometimes we really need to refocus. And last time, Allah told you about a little bit about of how our brain works in stress situation. And you know that in stress situations, in very stressful and traumatic situation, our amygdala is trying to make all the attention of our brain here in amygdala. Yes, so here. And we need to put part of our attention to our neocortex, yes, for our new parts of brain, which are working with logic, with daily interaction, and so on. So, and refocusing, like to switching is helping us. And here we have this also, connecting with body, connecting with your feet, yes, with your all parts of your body, and refocusing and engaging the world. So it is the simplest things, like if you are sitting, you can ask a person, okay, I see you very stressful, let's do a grounding. We are asking him to notice that thought that is very stressful, then to slow down, then to connect with body, to stretch feet, to a little bit breathe, and to see what is around him. So if it's a seat, so how cold it is or how hot it is. If we have a wall here, we can try it. If we have some different dresses, we can also ask person to touch it. So every feelings are very precious for us in that moment to re-switch and switch the brain of person who is very, very emotionally distressed from this to this, from amygdala to neocortex to presence, to their presence in this moment, particular moment. The session 1, it was like this. The session 2 is the unhooking. And I don't know if you are common with this term. Tell me, please. Do you understand what it is? Maybe you have some ideas of what it is. To unhook. Giacomo, are you here?
Any idea?
Something that was tight and you try to lose it.
Something that was tight and you try to lose it.
Okay, maybe some more.
Disconnecting.
Yes, disconnecting, good. It's really good word for that. So unhooking is a term which is from acceptance and commitment therapy. And it means that sometimes really sometimes our very distressful thoughts and feelings hook us like a fish. Yes, we are on them. Maybe sometimes you feel yourself or see other people who are like stay in one moment. Maybe they are washing something and for a little they freeze. Yes, or maybe they are doing something or you are doing something like for work, for your job, and you freeze and think about very different from the job things. So that is hooking. Some thoughts, some very important for us thoughts and feelings hook us very often, and we need to have some possibility to unhook from them, because when these thoughts hook us when we are driving, we can make a car accident. When these thoughts and feelings hook us when we are playing with the kids or doing some homework, home job, we can make some problem in home. Or when we are working with a fire, we can make a fire accident. Yes, when we are hooked, so we are not present here in the moment, in that moment that we are living for now. We are hooked in our emotions and feelings. Sometimes these emotions, these feelings, these thoughts are not present in that moment. Sometimes we have all, often for people who have had some traumatic event, they are trying like think such things or thoughts like, if I have done something in other way, the result will be other. And this like self-blaming. And these thoughts are very difficult, and person is trying to redo in their mind all the time that if I will do another way, it will work another, and maybe some person will be here or some things will not happen. But such thoughts, they are not productive. They really can't help us. And they taken us from this moment, particular moment of our life that we are living now, they take us from this moment. And we are on that moment of our life. But it's not productive for us. So we need to unhook ourselves. And the first exercise for that, easy exercise for that, is noticing and naming. So we are trying to notice thoughts at first and name that. And really, when sometimes it helps in the moment. So when person understood that, okay, I'm again thinking about that. And this thought that I wasn't right is present again. But this thought will not help me now. And sometimes this understanding by noticing and naming really help people to unhook, and they really help themselves better. Now we will try another exercise. So this unhooking one. 1 second, I will open it. Okay, why doesn't? No, we don't need it. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So please be seated as it's comfortable for you. Let's try to unhook ourselves. Sorry, don't you hear an exercise?
We can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay, once more. So you haven't heard an exercise of audio file, no? Of a person?
No.
Okay. And now?
It's not playing.
Oh my God. One second. This one.
Ой, куда тебя завести?
Аллочка,
Мама. Так, подожди. Сейчас, секундочку.
Alla, do you hear? I'm trying to make some.
You can click on the play button.
I know how we will do it. 1 second. I'm giving you
Выключи на секундочку, выключи. Yulia, I apologize. I'm in the car. I'm driving a car, okay? So I'm only hearing you.
Okay. Go. Ejekeme, please. I'm sending you. Is not in this meeting. Okay. For now, in a group chat, I will send a link. If you're possible, please take it in the and make it in your group. 1 second. Do you see it? Tap on it and make it loud, please.
Okay.
And after that, tell me when you entered.
Often appear
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We are done.
Super. I hope you liked it, because I really love this stretching part, because sometimes when we try to listen carefully someone, or we try to get some new information, we are really very very intense. So we really need to stretch ourselves and to take some care of us. And so the second session have such several exercises in different focuses. And in this link that I have, and in this link I showed you here, you have the book, and you have all the audio files to all the sessions. So one session, audio files, full file, is like 40 minutes. And the last 20 or 30 minutes is given to your instructions, which is written in this book. The second part, the second session, is given for unhooking skills. And we are doing this exercises in different types. So because we are all and everyone is unique, so different people like different parts of exercises. It's normal. So we need to provide as much information and as much practice as it's possible for this group, and someone will take, and everyone will take something from that. Session 3. Acting on our values. So in acceptance and commitment therapy, and the self-help class is about not only to unhooking, not about the presence, but also about acting. Sometimes we are hooked by thoughts that we act somehow not in our values.
Bluetooth mode.
Oh. You have a question?
No.
No? Okay, I'm muting you. Okay. And sometimes really we or our clients, people who will come to us, they act maybe not in their values, but they didn't really ask themselves, what are my values? So this book that I showed you, this small one, this is a part of book Doing What Matters. I gave a link to it, and it helps us to go through this. One second, to go through with these values. So what they are, what is this values, and what values do I have? And really, they can be very, very different in different situations, because people can be in different situations. Might be possible to achieve some goal. And how do we achieving? I will show you. Yeah, so in some difficult situations, when in country there is a war, or some community arguing are still going on, or some situations are very, very intense, we can argue or we can collaborate. But we can collaborate if you understand that our values are similar. And how do we know that? So we have to provide our clients, our group, some examples of values. What can it be? Maybe I want to be kind, or maybe I want to be caring, or maybe I want to be generous or supportive, helpful, so loyal. In this book, we have a lot of examples. And in that third session, there are a lot of audio psychoeducation about what are the values, what do we call the values. And in difficult situation, we are standing on that point that in difficult situations, we need always do some actions toward our values, but not away. Sometimes away, mostly away is easier, yes, not to solve the problem, but to go and drink something and to wait that the problem was solved without me. Or not to solve the problem and hide from it, or to wait for the problem somehow will disappear, or to act in anger to some people and not to be the person that I want to be, but be the person which is super fast reactive. And first reaction often it's, do you hear me? Because I see the connection is not stable. Colleagues, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We lost you at some point.
Okay, so I will briefly go on in again. So here we are talking, in the third session, we are talking about values. And we need to provide this understanding to our people. What are our values? And maybe I want to be kind, or brave, or persistent, or fair, or just hardworking. And as I want, maybe I want to be disciplined. So if I want to be disciplined, I'm going to the job. Yes, I'm going and do my job. And even if it's difficult, even if I'm tired, or even if I have some people with whom I'm arguing on that job, but I'm still going because I want to be disciplined. I want to show that to my kids or to my colleagues that I'm that person. And we are talking about psychoeducation, the third session about psychoeducation of these values, and that in every difficult situation, we need to go towards values, but not away from. Yeah, so that we will do, so we will do another exercise to think of a role model in the community, someone you look up, yes? And we can do, okay, when sometimes I don't know what I want to be, yes? What are my values? So we just take in the person that I'm proud of, my father or my brother or the opinion leader, and I'm looking for his values. What are they? He's maybe fair, he's supportive, he's helpful, and maybe brave, yes? So I want to be like that. And we need really to give this point to people to be easier for them to go through their values later. 1 second, I'm going back to my presentation. Yes, acting on our values. So, and we are in that third session, we are choosing the most important, yes, to be kind and caring, to be helpful, to be brave. And we really need to decide. So we giving some time to people. That's why all Self-Help Plus is recommended to make 1 session per week, that from this time to this time, like from this Wednesday or this Thursday to the second one, people from this group will be possible to practice or to think what they have heard in the session all of this week, or to practice something. It will be more and more effective if they will have this time. And in the third session, we are picking some small situation in which we can act according to our wantings according to our values. So if it's like to be good, not to be mean, in a home situation, it's will be task for a person to be good to his children or to her husband during that week in some situations, and to act differently than he or she used to. And in the second and the fourth session, we will talk a little about that. But what is also very important about this course, that it is not obligatory for people who are in the group to share. So they can pick in their mind, they can pick, okay, I want to be like that with my dear person like this. And they don't share it to you, but they will do in their mind, and they will do it at home. And it's very, very important when we have different people from different situations, not very common to each other, yes? So, because sometimes strangers don't want to share what they have a problem or what they have a good or bad thoughts. So it's very good format and very good approach to work with different group of people which are not the same or not in communication, but we still go to psychoeducate them and give some small tasks to change their life and to be less stressed than they have. And yes, and the main thought of this week, third week, will be even tiny actions matter. And of course, in this third situation, in third session, we have this idea that in all the difficult situations, we have three approaches how to act. We can just leave. So if we are staying between a big arguing on the work, on the job, we can just leave and go and don't do anything. But will it be good in a long-term perspective for our job, for our salary? No, I don't think so. So, because on the job, we are trying to solve the problems. We are doing something, we are acting. So to leave in long perspective, it is not good approach, because the problem will not be solved in the moment. And if the problem is ours, it will not be solved anyhow. So this leaving is just temporary, and then the problem can be just bigger. The second point is the main point and the main slogan of this program, Self-Help Plus, that in all the difficult situations, we need to change what can be changed, accept the pain of what cannot be changed, and live by your values. So if the situation is changeable, so if we are working on a job and we have a lot of arguing with one person who don't give us salary, who don't give us a possibility to go on in this job, and we have tried everything, so maybe we can and we need to change something, to change job or to change division or to change something that can be changed. But sometimes we have such situations, and they are often traumatic. And I think in Nigeria, in Ukraine, we understand that sometimes nothing can be changed, yes. And especially in war times, in conflict zones, people die and it's not be changed. And in that situation, we need to accept the pain that cannot be changed and live by our values. And of course, the work and the job and work with pain of loss, it's a really topic of another one webinar, and it's really very, very ground and big topic. need to be need to be appointed a lot of things there, but after losses we need to find something that will take us to go on, and often these points are our values. The person is not more with us, but I want to be, and previous I wanted to be kind, or I loved this person because of his values, because he was kind, he was brave, he was good to me and to other people, he was caring. So I can be like him, I can provide these values more in a life, and I can live by these values in a remembering of that person who is not with me physically anymore. So this is the main point of this program, that change what can be changed. If we can change our stressed emotional state right now and we can be grounded or unhooked, let's change it. If we cannot change the situation of the situation in the country, or we cannot change the location right now, so we need to accept the pain and make more safety as we can, and to live by our values, to be helping, to be caring for ourselves at first. And it will be our next session. And the third approach is to give up and move away from your values. But it's also not a good choice in the long-term situation, because when we give it up, when we move away from our values, sometimes and often it makes us not happy, it makes us depressed, it makes us more weak, because we are not acting our life, we are not living our life anymore if we took ourselves from our values. So that is the three approaches which we are talking often when we are working, is this approach Self-Help Plus in this program. But this program is not obligatory to use it like as I told you, all the points from 1 to 5th. No, you can use whatever you like from this program, and this one, that's why this program is really interesting, because of a lot of things and a lot of thoughts are very useful and they're very easy to provide to our clients, to people in need. Session 4. I will also, in second, I will provide you this link. Second, you will make this exercise once more, but it's a little bit different one. And I will share a part of a book with you now. The book about doing what matters, and it's really helpful. So 1 second, share screen. Yes, share. Okay. Okay. Here we are. So this is a part of a book that I made a link for you. And in this exercise that you will be trying to do now, and I hope you will like it, we are trying to understand that there is this little, as you've seen in the first one, every exercise have a small psychoeducation before, just for people to understand why we are doing this. And no matter how bad your situation is, if you are in danger, or in a bad family argument, or someone is some people are not very good to each other, yes? But sometimes we find some friends and that are good for us, that are kind to us. And really, it's easier for us to be placed in such situations. So if someone good is common to us, or if someone good is close to us, it's really easier to stand in such situations. But if there is no person, at least we can be a good to us. And often when we get hooked by unkind thoughts, like on this page, yeah, I'm weak, I'm dead, or I'm crazy, I did something wrong, and this self-blaming that we talked to you previous, it's my fault, I shouldn't have been done that, and so on. So do we are kind in that situation? Are we kind in that situation to us? No, of course. And this unkind situation, unkind thoughts, they really bring us hooked. They make a hook for us, and they take us away from our values, because still, if we are thinking about that we made something wrong, or that we are not good, and we will not act good to ourselves, we will make some acts that are telling us, no, you're not a good person. So it's very important to be really good for yourself. Like here we try and we take before this exercise, we notice and name such thing. It's a first part of this exercise. So we need to really notice and name such difficult thoughts and feelings. And really, it is a first step. Then silently say to yourself, this is unkind thought, or this harsh self-judgment I have been noticing for some time. And then running. So this is doing what matters. I will leave a link for you, and really good book to be showing to our clients, to be showed for our clients. Okay. For now, I'm giving to you in a chat one more link, and I will ask you to practice this exercise, and please tell me when you end it, so we can to go on.
Everyone is better off if they have a kind, caring, and supportive friend by their side. And ideally, we all have friends and family and neighbors who treat us in this way. But sometimes this is not the case. Sometimes when we really need a kind friend, no one is available at the time we really need him or her. In these situations, we need to befriend ourselves. The first step in befriending yourself is unhooking from kind thoughts through noticing and naming them. The next step is deliberately saying kind words to yourself. For example, when you are in pain, you could say to yourself, "This hurts. This is really difficult. And I can still care about myself and care about others. Here and now, no matter what has happened to me." We will practice that right now. If someone you love or care about were in great pain or difficulty, how would you speak to him or her? Presumably, not with a harsh or irritable or mean voice, nor with a cold or uncaring voice. You will probably speak to them with a warm, gentle, and caring voice. So as you silently say these words to yourself, see if you can say them in the same way that you would to a loved one who was stressed. Silently repeat with great kindness. This hurts. This is really difficult. And I can still care about myself and care about others here and now, no matter what has happened to me. And notice what it is like to be kind to yourself. Now, take one of your hands and turn its palm upwards, and remember what it is like to touch someone with kindness and care. At times in your life, you have probably used this hand to touch other people kindly. Maybe you used it to pat a friend on the shoulder, or to hold a baby, or to hug someone, or to stroke.
Okay, let's move on. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let's move, let's go on. So, and the session 5 is about making room. In terms of this program, making room is not about just to make a big physical room, yes. It's about to make room, to make place in your head, in your brain, in your cycle, for these unpleasant thoughts and feelings. Now I will share you also again a part of this Doing What Matter books, because I very love the way how do you show this understanding to us. So, and when we have such thoughts and feelings, we need to do something with them, yes? Sometimes we are making some things that distract us, like go for a drink with some colleagues, or go to stay alone. Sometimes it's like that. And we think and thinks about and these thoughts will return and return to us, yes. And sometimes unhooking doesn't work, because sometimes different people need different approaches. And when unhooking is not working, or you don't want to use unhooking right here, the exercise of unhooking, you can try making room. And what do we mean? Yes. So here, to learn the skill, it's useful to think about the sky. No matter how severe is the weather, the sky has room for it, yes? So sky can never be hurt or harmed by the weather. And it's really always, there is a very, very big room for freezing cold, or for summer heat, or for changes. Our thoughts and feelings are like weather. Yes, they always change. And we can learn to be like the sky, to make room on the bad weather, on the good weather, and on the bad weather of our difficult thoughts and feelings, and not to be hurt by them. So We will try for this now, and in some minutes I will give you one more exercise, because it will be good that you will try it in the group now. And we will, here is like examination, and you are shown how to do it, yes, with these beautiful pictures, very, very comic pictures. Yes, I've told you that this book is very, very understandable and easy to see and to read, so it's really not difficult to different people, even to some young adults. Here we have the different pictures, how we'll do this exercise. And here, if you see, it will be also a link for it. So in this book, you have also links to all the exercises that I'm giving to you in different time zones. So you have the same exercises for 5 minutes, for 7 minutes, smallest one, and it's very good that you can give different people different exercises, and you don't need a lot of room on your flashcards. It can be taken with you everywhere. Okay, for now, yes, I will now give you in a chat one more exercise. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's practice.